Your family could be your worst enemy, literally. And it's not them, it's the devil himself using them to destroy you. So pay attention to your surroundings, literally. I got a story or two to tell y'all that actually just happened to me. So in 2024, like I said, I was working at this job. I ended up getting a car, nice bank account, crib, you name it, I had it. Didn't want for nothing. So within that time, I was on Social Security. So by me working that job that I had, I was bringing in too much income, so they had to basically whack my Social Security check, which was fine with me because I was making more money than that check anyway. But due to the fact that I was trying to take this girl out, she filed and said that I tried to harass her. I think I explained it in the last video. It's in one of my videos. Yeah. Basically, they terminated me because, they took her side over mine. Besides the fact that we had cameras in the building and they didn't want to check to see what really went on. So yeah, I ended up losing everything. And the reason why I'm saying that your family could be your own worst enemy is because, like, in the midst of this time, I was homeless over my vehicle that I mentioned I had to some point start to sleep in it. And while I was sleeping in it, I ended up getting approached by the police, and by me not having no income, I was unable to afford insurance and so forth. So I had to find me certain areas to stay in, and that's just what it was at that particular time. So one time they came and approached me and they ended up locking me up. It's because of this. That's why they did it. That's a lot going around right now. But anyways, they took my truck and put it in the impound. So, at the time I had to ask my sister, I'm like, man, I ain't got the bread. It's just the truck is fairly brand new, literally. I'm like, it's in good condition, ain't got no miles on it hardly. I'm like, you go ahead and get it out for me, we can work out a deal and I'll pay you back. She like, all right, bet. So the deal was for me to come work for her in order to work that off. And I'm gonna go deeper into that too, though, because that's crazy. But I did like maybe 3 days. So the fact that I worked 3 days for her, that didn't take nothing off of no bill because I hadn't seen them in a while. I can't make nobody come and just give me work. They gotta go whenever they say that they got something for me to do. So they did 3 days with them, and I ain't heard nothing else from her. So I called her up one day. I'm like, how's that truck of mine is? I'm just trying to be a little sarcastic about, letting them know that, like, I still want my vehicle, like, what's really going on. So they like, oh, it's fine, sitting up here waiting on you. And I get that. But again, in this time right now, it's like I'm looking for jobs and ain't nobody hiring. So how am I gonna come up with the money in order to get it back from you? Let alone even trying to do work for you because you ain't trying to mess with me for real. Not that I don't want to work. That's never been an issue. I don't have a problem with putting in work. As long as it got some money behind it, I ain't got no problem with working. It's just people don't want to keep me around for some odd reason. So that's basically where I'm at, though. Like, man, I'm kind of in a stuck situation with them. And my birthday just recently passed too, a few months ago. They didn't even take a couple dollars off of that for a birthday gift, bro. So let me let y'all know, the bill for the vehicle at the impound was like $700. Now I know it ain't much, but that's just what it was. She had the nerve to tell me, she like, we want the whole $700 back for the vehicle. So now that I done worked 3 days with y'all, my birthday done passed, you ain't trying to take no time off. Even as a gift, like I said, birthday gift. You ain't even showed up to my birthday. You ain't bring me a card. You ain't did nothing. Like, that's what we at, though. But you my blood sister, though. Then, not to mention, like I said, I was going to go deeper into it. Bro, she has her own business, right? Now, I've been trying to work on all these jobs. And these employers or whatnot, whatever you want to call them, they find little reasons to try to fire anybody. Like, I remember the last job like I just had, they started feeling funny because I pulled up in a brand new truck. Like, all of a sudden now you want to cut my hours. You want to put me on different parts of the job that I'm not supposed to be doing. Like, just all kind of funny crap, you feel me? So, they started acting funny once I pulled up with a new truck. So, you know, I'm going through that. But like I said, she had her own business. She don't even want me working with her, though. Like, you got... What can help make situations better in your hands? And you can help the family, not just me, just the whole family, because it's more than just me that's not really working. Why not do it? Well, you know this is what we battling against. And I get it that it's all rooted in pride, though, man. See, man, the enemy work on people in so many ways, man. And he's doing this because he want to keep a lot of us in, what you call that, poverty? Yeah, he want to keep us in there. He want to keep us in all of that. Or you ain't got no money, you can't live, you can't do this, can't do that. You know? Then I got a situation where I'm living with my auntie. Nah, you be thinking things alright with certain family members, man, but it really ain't Gucci for real. Man, so the whole time, like right now, my throat is alright. You know, and I know God gave us all gifts to use for His glory. And my gifts that He gave to me was that, you know, my singing. I'm supposed to use my singer to, you know, worship Him. And which I do. You know, when I'm alone, sometimes I go to and start singing worship songs and all that, you know. And I be into it. Now, it ain't like just one of them old dry worship songs. I be into it for real, for real. Like, I noticed, like, after I started sitting around and I started, like, eating the food that they cook, bro, it's like, I noticed how my throat started feeling funny. To where the part to where it's like I can't even get a note out. Like, it's because my throat be like filled with so much phlegm and inflammation and all of that. But it's from they cooking. And he had put it on my spirit. He like, man, you really need to just fast. You really need to just stop eating their food. So, in my obedience, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to listen to you. Just to test the theory out and see if that's what's really going on. Tell me why, as soon as I stopped, everything started clearing up. I ain't got no problem whatsoever now. Throat feel fine. So, man, like I said, the enemy, he will use a lot of people around you. You just gotta, like, pay attention to who around you, for real. Y'all be safe, though, man. Till the next one.